So that's where I am. I'll leave it to the two of you. I have a couple of things which I think I said before that I think are important to, if you do nothing else. Any thoughts? If you do nothing else, what are
Sure.
3 things?
So I would say, number one, don't assume that photographs and content that you find on the internet are free for the taking. If in doubt, get a license and make sure you know the terms of your license. Number 2, make sure that you're eligible for the DMCA safe harbor by designating an agent and having a real policy for terminating repeat infringers. And number 3, don't assume that all is fair in social media, particularly when you are referring to other companies or other people.
All right.
I would say before you can draft any policies or know what laws apply, privacy laws and protection laws, you really need to talk with your client about what it is they're doing, especially if they are a startup. They might not have thought through all of the ways in which they will be collecting personal information, whatever the definition is, or information, and sometimes you really need to draw that out, or they haven't thought about it at all, and you need to know that. What kind of information and what are you doing with it? So then, of course, next step is, once you understand the business model, and I often try to do a walkthrough, either do a beta test or at least have them send me wireframes and talk through, okay, what happens if I click on this tab? And really walk through what an average consumer would do so that I understand. Then do your research as to what laws apply and then follow those rules. And now this is hard, when drafting the policies, try to talk with the people at the company that actually are building the app, designing the website, are actually in control of the database, are actually the security people, because the business people that you're dealing with probably don't have the answers that you need to know. You don't want to promulgate a security policy or privacy policy that is not being followed internally. So you need to understand, do you have a written WISP? Do you have your employees sign it? And the person that you're used to dealing with, maybe the creative person or the marketing person or the biz dev person, doesn't have any idea what those internal controls look like. So sometimes a lot of times they don't want to let the lawyers have access to those people, or complicate things, but that's really getting down to the nitty-gritty of doing a data flow analysis is what you need to do before you can draft anything.
Okay. I think I have I have a couple of similar sorts of things, which are to have appropriate security policies, to design in for security. That's one thing. As part of your security policies, have a data breach plan. That's one. Second, as a part of that, keep up with. I'll put in a plug. I don't own or have anything to do with them. Read things like Wired magazine and understand where the new security threats are. Understand things like when there's a big security breach or something, a ransomware attack. Find out a little bit about it and think about what it means for your companies and your clients, and actually internally in your law firms or businesses. And then understand as I said in the last part, sort of the risk of using subcontractors, and do audits. And a very simple audit would be, for example, and something which I have to remind myself to do every once in a while, is like, go to your client's website and see, have they posted privacy policy in terms of service? And when you open it up and read this privacy policy in terms of service, does it have anything to do with their current business? Because oftentimes they'll have put in a privacy policy. I've even had people put up privacy policies don't even have the right name of the companies in them. They just took it from somebody else because, you know, when they just started off and they didn't think to do it. Or they don't even have a privacy policy on the front page, even though they actually have a privacy policy. You gave them a privacy policy, but they have it, but it's buried somewhere and it's not available from the front page. So I would do those three things.